My speech is the problem solution layout. Here's the problem. Many students believe that school should begin later. Beginning school during early hours can cause many problems. Early morning classes cause students to show up to class very tired and not very focused. Some students even come to class late due to tiredness or transportation issues. Many even skip their morning classes so they can get their extra hours of sleep. Problem 1. Students are tired and not focused early in the morning. Many students seem to be falling asleep in first period classes. I'm sure we all have that one classmate in our class who's always dozing off during first period. I know I have many of those. And people are also daydreaming and not paying attention. I'm not saying everyone is just like dead asleep in first period class, but I know I'm guilty of this. Early in the morning, I'm not very alert and aware of what's going on in class. I'm kind of like dozing off or just daydreaming and not paying attention. Both of these are very big issues because this can cause us to get in trouble. And my teacher, I know if you fall asleep in our first period class, he writes you up. And also, like, we're not getting much out of our first period classes if all of us are still dozing off and daydreaming. Like, what's the point in being there that early if we're not getting anything out of it? And problem 2, students are late to class or skipping. And an example of this is in my first period class, like at least 5 of us every morning are tardy. And I know like it's hard to wake up early in the morning and it's hard to get to school on time, especially if you have like a long drive there anyways. It just makes it 10 times harder if you have to be there early. And sometimes, it's just hard to wake up. And also, I know a few kids in my school don't even show up until after lunch because they're seriously too lazy to wake up in the early morning for early morning classes. So I think if we would make school start about an hour later, maybe that would help motivate them to get up out of bed and go ahead and come to school. Because these are both issues, because in my school, if you get 2 tardies, you either have to get a SWAT or lunch detention, and no one wants to do that. And if you always skip class, you're going to end up getting truancy tickets, and that's really bad too. And problem number 3, it is not safe for students to travel to school early in the morning, especially in our area because 1, there's bad oil field traffic in the mornings, and 2, students are really tired. And if you're old enough to drive to school and you have quite a ways to go, you're going to be tired in the morning. Students will be texting, they'll be unfocused, and it's just not safe to travel to school really early in the morning. And I have a friend who actually lives about an hour away from our school, and she has to wake up at 4 in the morning just to get to school on time, and that's really ridiculous. I feel really bad for her. So the solution I have is to fix the problem of students falling asleep in class, not staying focused, unsafe travels, and skipping school. I believe that schools should begin their first period classes 1 hour later. This would cause the students to become more awake and alert during class and make it easier for them to show up to school on time.